I would like to quickly point out that John the Mouse Video has a large selection of videos from North and South America for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Now let's get into the cheese of the matter. In this video, I will be going over the information of that night and the footage after the tornado ripped through the town. I would like to point out that I have been a mile away from a few tornadoes over the years. I have seen the aftermath from tornadoes. I have even posted videos of the aftermath. I will post a card on a playlist of the aftermath of one that hit Oklahoma City. If you want to see a timeline of how long it takes to come back from a hit, I would like to make a quick disclaimer. Some of the information that I have, like on the government website, weather.gov, doesn't match up with the other info. They don't even match the same page. Like the map they point out started from the town north of where it did and only traveled on the ground for 46.9 miles. Down in the info section, they say 50 miles. I will do my best to put it all together. Links are down below. Our story will start on Saturday, May 9th, 1953, with a seasonal normal temperature. The sky was partially cloudy with a strong south wind. Mother's Day weekend was otherwise in full swing, as out-of-town visitors filled the town to spend time with their moms. People there were having a great time as an evening storm developed southwest of the town. The storm approached from the south with the EF3 tornado inside. It started with the roar of the express train 2 blocks south of the main street, that'd be Lincoln Avenue. Some rain fell as the wind blew hard, accompanied by some hail that was as large as a man's palm, but they were unusually flat and slightly frozen. The tornado was persistent in cutting an irregular destruction path from the 1st to 5th streets in the business section. It was rippling, howling, screaming, destroying everything in its path with 165-mile-an-hour winds. As houses and buildings were getting torn apart, we had people like 17-year-old Faith that was with her mom and a 6-month-old sister visiting her grandmother in a 2nd-floor apartment on Main Street. The grandmother in her rocking chair, holding on tight to the 6-month-old. All of them got sucked from the living room into the hallway as debris piled on top of them from other buildings. Faith found herself digging out of the timber, bricks, ceiling tile. Her mouth was full of plaster. She found herself in great back pain. Anything more than a 45-degree angle was impossible of doing. Her mother was unconscious for a while. When she came to, she began looking for everyone. Grandmother was on the top of the 6-month-old, saving her from most of the flying debris. They worked their way to a neighbor's apartment and screamed for help. Some friends rescued them. Seeing that they're in need of a hospital, they found their pickup with a tree branch on top. They removed the tree branch so they could transport her to the Omaha hospital. Her mother and grandmother were each taken to different hospitals. She found out that her grandmother died at the hospital. She didn't leave her hospital until August. After that, she wore a back brace for 2 years. After all these years, she still experiences back pain as a result of the incident. Getting back to the tornado, as it ripped through the businesses on Main Street, it moved on to taking part of the north roof off the courthouse. You can see in some of the pictures, the slate shingles are missing on the south side of the roof. The outside of the building itself was completed in 1903 with Indiana Bedford limestone. If you didn't know, they cut this limestone out of the Indiana ground. The quarry has changed over the years. The inside of the courthouse is full of Vermont marble. After the tornado damage, they decided to take down the tower and make it a flat roof. They added the clock during the reconstruction. You can leave your thoughts down below in the comment section if you think it looks better after the reconstruction or if they should have fixed it back to the original condition. The tornado continued its path of destruction north of the courthouse, taking houses down as it went. The Sacred Heart Catholic Church was another victim of the tornado. It was made out of bricks in 1876. There are 34 families in the parish, and the church property were valued at $2,000 at the time. Father Crawley was in the house next to the church as the roof came crashing down on top of him.
Well, he was in the house, and he actually, the floor opened up, and he almost fell into the floor below, and he claims his pants were caught on a board or something, and he was kind of suspended. Otherwise, he would have fell all the way down, but he was unhurt.
Just look at that house that was north behind the church. It had a new concrete block foundation. As the tornado got done with that, it moved east to the high school. This brick building was built in 1911. After wrecking the roof of the school, it left north and then northeast out of the city limits, taking some farms down as it finally disappeared back into the cloud. Next day on Sunday, people started to see all the damage in the sunlight. People were looking for lost ones. A loudspeaker car had been mobilized, and Mayor Ralph Hawkins issued calls for a general meeting to be held at the City Hall at 1:30 p.m. At the first meeting, the town residents were advised that they were now under martial law to prevent looting and further loss to damage homes and business buildings. No one was to be allowed in the business district after dark, with the exception of those businessmen who were given passes to enter this district to guard their merchandise. I'm not sure if the National Guard was there that night or the next morning. The town was still without gas and had only emergency electric power that night. On Monday, the second morning, the work of cleaning up began. Volunteer workers began to pour in by the dozens with trucks, tractors, dozers, and all types of hauling equipment. Bulldozers pushed their way through debris-piled streets to make one-way paths for trucks used in clearing the wreckage. On Tuesday, the third morning, the tide of volunteer workers swelled to perhaps 1,000 people. Utility workers swarmed in with their trucks, and equipment. And this day, some of the telephones were restored to use. The canteens at the Methodist Church were filled to overflowing. They served approximately 2,000 people. According to my copy of the May 20th, 1953 Journal Register, 4 people died from injuries of the tornado on May 9th, 1953. Other places said that there was 5 deaths. Mayor Ralph Hawkins estimated damage at least $1.5 million. Other places say $2 million in damages. In today's money, in November 2021, that would be over $20.8 million. In the aftermath, the tornado tracked for 50 miles, moving north-northeast from Hebron, Nebraska to 1 mile east of Belvedere. Homes, cars, airplanes, and hangars were destroyed. 5 fatalities occurred in downtown, where 50 homes and 40 businesses were destroyed. The upper part of the high school roof was torn off. John the Mouse travel map is available for Google Maps. It will help plan your route to the locations of your favorite videos. It is free to use. I have the link below. Please visit the playlist tab for videos that I have sorted for you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button